I'm gonna tell you a story, but the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracles. I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the call. We are continuing with the Common Sutra, Part 1, Chapter 4, The Life of a Citizen. Having thus acquired learning, a man with the wealth that he may have gained by gift, conquest, purchase, deposit, or inheritance from his ancestors. Should become a householder and pass the life of a citizen. He should take a house in a city or a large village in the vicinity of good men, or in a place which is the resort of many persons. This abode should be situated near some water and divided into different compartments for different purposes. It should be surrounded by a garden and also contain two rooms, an outer and an inner one. The inner room should be occupied by the females, while the outer room, balmy with rich perfume, should contain a bed, soft and agreeable, covered with a clean white cloth, low in the middle part, having garlands and bunches of flowers upon it, and a canopy above it, and two pillows, one at the top and another at the bottom. I've actually done that before, honestly. There should also be a sort of couch beside, and at the head of this a sort of stool on which should be placed fragrant ointments for the night, as well as flower spots containing collyrium and other fragrant substances, things used for perfuming the mouth, and the bark of the common citron tree rather. Near the couch on the ground, there should be a pot for spinning, a box for containing ornaments, and also a lute hanging from a peg made of the tooth of an elephant, a board for drawing, a pot containing perfume, some books, and some garlands of the yellow amaranth flowers. Not far from the couch and on the ground, there should be a round seat, a toy cart, and a board for playing with dice. Outside the outer room there should be cages of birds, and a separate place for spinning, carving, and such like diversions. In the garden, there should be a whirling swing and a common swing, also a bower of creepers covered with flowers, in which a raised parterre should be made for sitting. Now the householder, having got up in the morning and performed his necessary duties, should wash his teeth, apply a limited amount of ointments and perfumes to his body, put some ornaments on his person, and collyrium on his eyelids and below his eyes, color his lips with alactaca, and look at himself in the glass. Yes, apparently they're all about the guy liner back in the day. Having then eaten betel leaves, with other things that give fragrance to his mouth, he should perform his usual business. He should bathe daily, anoint his body with oil every other day, apply a lathering substance to his body every 3 days, get his head, including face, shaved every 4 days, and other parts of his body every 5 or 10 days. Yes, they apparently also are about manscaping. All these things should be done without fail, and with the sweat of the armpits should also be removed, because pits get stanky. Meals should be taken in the forenoon, in the afternoon, and again at night, according to the Charayana. After breakfast, parrots and other birds should be taught to speak, and the fighting of cocks, quails, and rams should follow. Gross. A limited time should be devoted to diversion with Pitha Mardas, Vitas, and Vidushakas, and then should be taken the midday sleep. Yes, siestas. That's awesome. After this, the householder, having put on his clothes and ornaments, should, during the afternoon, converse with his friends. In the evening, there should be singing. And after that, the household, along with his friend, should await in his room previously decorated and perfumed the arrival of the woman that may be attached to him, or he may send a female messenger for her, or go to her himself. After arrival at his house, he and his friend should welcome her and entertain her with a loving and agreeable conversation. Thus end the duties of the day. The following are the things to be done occasionally as diversions or amusements: holding festivals in honor of different deities, social gatherings of both sexes, drinking parties, picnics, other social diversions. Festivals. On some particular auspicious day, an assembly of citizens should be convened in the temple of Saraswati. There, the skill of singers and of others who have come recently to town should be tested, and on the following day they should be given some rewards. And after that, they may be either retained or dismissed according as their performances are liked or not liked by the assembly. The members of the assembly should act in concert both in times of distress as well as in times of prosperity, and it is also the duties of these citizens to show hospitality to strangers who may have come to the assembly. What is said above should be understood to apply to all the other festivals which may be held in honor of the different deities according to the present rules. Social gatherings. When men of the same age, disposition, and talents fond of the same diversions and with the same degree of education sit together in company with public women or in the assembly of citizens, or at the abode of one among themselves, and engage in agreeable discourse with each other. Such is called a sitting in company or a social gathering. The subject of discourse are to be the completion of verses half composed by others, and the testing of the knowledge of one another in various arts. The women who may be most beautiful, who may like the same things that the men like, and who may have the power to attract the minds of others, are here done homage to. That's cool. That's basically like going in groups and, like, writing poetry for the pretty lady. I approve. Drinking parties. Men and women should drink in one another's houses. And here the men should cause the public women to drink, and should then drink themselves liquor such as madu, area, sara, and asawa, which are bitter and sour taste. Also drinks concocted from the barks of various trees, wild fruits, and leaves. Going to gardens or picnics. In the forenoon, men having dressed themselves should go to gardens on horseback, accompanied by public women and followed by servants. And having done there all the duties of the day, pass the time in various agreeable diversions, such as the fighting of quails, cocks, and rams, and other spectacles. They should return home in the afternoon in the same manner, bringing with them bunches of flowers, etc. The same also applies to bathing in the summer and water from which wicked or dangerous animals have previously been taken out, and which has been built on all sides. Bathhouses. Sounds legit. Other social diversions. Spending nights playing with dice, going out on moonlight nights, keeping the festive day in honor of spring, plucking the sprouts and fruits of the mango trees, eating the fibers of lotuses, eating the tender ears of corn, picnicking in the forest when the trees get their new foliage. This is great. Oh, this is fantastic. This is so picturesque. The Udakakshverika, or sporting in the water. Decorating each other with flowers of some trees, pelting each other with the flowers of the kadamba tree, and many other sports. It's like snowballs, but not. And many other sports which may be either known to the whole country or may be peculiar to parts of it. These and other amusements should always be carried on by the citizens. I like this. The above amusement should be followed by a person who diverts himself alone in company or with a courtesan, as well as by a courtesan who can do the same in the company with her maidservants or with citizens. Pithamarda, a man without wealth, alone in the world, whose only property consists of his malika, some lathering substance, and a red cloth, who comes from a good country and who is skilled in all arts, and by teaching these arts is received in the company of citizens and the abode of public women. Avita is a man who has enjoyed the pleasures of fortune, who is a compatriot of citizens with whom he associates, who is possessed of the qualities of a householder, who has a wife with him, who is honored in the assembly of citizens and in the abodes of public women, and lives on their means and on them. Vidushaka is a person who only acquainted with some of the arts, who is a jester, who is trusted by all. These persons are employed in matters of quarrels and reconciliation between citizens and public women. Oh, that's actually pretty good to know. Apparently, a man without wealth, someone who's enjoyed the pleasures of fortune, and a person who's only acquainted with some of the arts, who is a jester but trusted by all, are employed as mediators in matters of reconciliation. That's pretty cool. This remark also applies to female beggars, to women with their heads shaved, to adulterous women, and to old public women. Skilled in all various arts. Huh. Thus, a citizen living in a town or village, respected by all, should carry on the persons of his own caste, who may be worth knowing. He should converse in company and gratify his friends by his society, and by obliging others by his assistance in various matters. He should call them to assist one another in the same way. There are some other verses on the subject as follows. A citizen discoursing, not entirely in the Sanskrit age, not only in the dialects of this country on various topics in society, obtains great respect. The wise should not resort to a society disliked by the public, governed by no rules and intent on the destruction of others, but a learned man living in a society which acts accordingly to the wishes of people, and which has pleasure, for only its object is highly respected in this world. Alright, anyway. This is Oracle, and that's chapter 4. Peace out till chapter 5, try not to snore.